Well, hello, this is Bart from Independent Games Workshop. I am here to give you an exclusive preview of what we've been doing behind the scenes with Underverse Online. Many of you that are watching this video have probably participated in the open alpha tests that we had in the summer. And what we did is we collected a lot of feedback from hundreds of players, and a lot of them were constructive and really down to the points of the game, which we really paid attention to. And essentially what we decided to do was really rebuild the game from the ground up. There's a lot of new features, so I'm going to go ahead and just reload this here so I can give you a glimpse. Now this is a development build. This is actually a sandbox build, which will be available inside the next beta, where you could actually just kind of putz around and try some powers out. Basically no other players. That was one of the key things that people were requesting. But immediately you could see that we have lots of new features here. It looks very different from the build that you might have played in the past. And one of the biggest things is our deities.
Interrupts my feasting.
So that's Nuru. He's one of our first deities that we're going to be introducing into the beta this summer, along with 5 others. Nuru is also going to be accompanied by many other deities that come in all types of varieties and archetypes. Some will be casters, some will be controllers, and some will be tanks. Now, as for the purpose of deities, they could be thought of as sort of your queen piece on the board. They have a lot of power, but also you might want to protect them as well. So let's also go over some of the other features that we have. Now, one of the best things about this is that you're able to move around the board now. It's no longer a static board. You can actually have much larger boards now and really easily get around by either just double clicking on pieces to focus in on them, or you could use the ASWD keys to move around as well as conversely, as well as the arrow keys as well. So for basic movement, there's 2 ways. One is the old way, which you basically click and drag. That's the way that a lot of people are familiar with by playing the old game. And another way, which is a new way, is just essentially just to click and then just click where you want to move, which is much easier for people that are much more familiar with pointing and clicking. So I'm going to go ahead and make some new pieces here. I'm also going to attack this piece to capture this mana well here. Now, as you notice that I'm getting turns every time because there's no other players on the board, so it's kind of a good way to showcase this demonstration, so bear with me. And one of the cool things that your deities could do as well is they could actually travel from piece to piece. This is useful if you're gonna if you need to avoid players or wall up yourself here. There's many different strategies that we're looking forward to seeing that players come up with. So let's go into some more exciting stuff. Let's actually try some, yeah, as Nuru said, finally. We have some pretty good voiceover for these deities. More on that later, but all of them will talk to you and even say some funny stuff if you keep on clicking on them. And they also talk when they do their powers as well, as shown. So some of the new powers that we have are now going to be locked to your deity. Deities will come with a variety of powers, ranging from weak ones all the way to the most powerful ones. They only now consume mana, and mana is generated by your control points, also known as mana wells. As you can see, this one's been captured. It has a blue beam over it. And so a couple of these powers I want to show off here is one of the first ones is Slather. And Slather is a debuff as well as an attack. It's basically acidic drool because Nuru is just scary and eats things. So let's see what that looks like. Very cool. And so powers will range just like in the old game. They Some of them do damage, some of them buff, some of them just outright just manipulate pieces on the board. There's going to be all the variety that you remember. Just the only difference is that we're going to be attaching them to deities. Now, as for the powers that are not attached to deities, they're going to be trinkets. And trinkets are really the collectible card game aspect of Underverse Online. At release, we're planning to have at least a dozen of them. They do anything from giving yourself a little boost. They give you things from being a power, like for instance, Rod of Mana Burst casts Mana Burst, and this is like a tactical nuke, and very powerful powers that are going to be included in trinkets, and some of them will be very useful types, such as the Compass of Escape. So if you needed to get out of dodge really quickly, if your deity is in trouble with a long cooldown, you could actually teleport back to a friendly area. So let's go over some of the mechanical changes made to the game. One of the things that you might be missing is the yellow bar that used to be underneath your powers, which was also called potential or kinetic energy. That was originally designed to give yourself a second resource that you would use for more higher level powers. We removed that for two reasons. The first reason is that we wanted to really make the resource-based system in the game much more understandable. The only two things that you really need to be concerned about are mana, which is used for your powers, as well as your deity health. And the second reason is we wanted to include experience for your deity. So as you're destroying pieces or you're destroying other deity pieces, you get experience points, which are fill up here. And when you reach a threshold, you get an available upgrade. And what these upgrades do is you're allowed to choose which aspect of your strategy you want to upgrade. Here we have mana, which increases the mana generation that your mana wells produce. And then we also have upgrade land masses, which make your land masses have a little bit more health and do a little bit more damage. And we also have upgrade moves, which give you an extra move per turn. You start with 3, but if you click on this one, it'll give you an extra turn right off the bat. And also, on your new round, you can see a golden pip there. So now you have 4. So we wanted to really give more power to the players and how they wanted to change their strategies, instead of it having it very like a strategy on rails as before. So that just about covers some of the new mechanical changes that we're adding to the new build that's going to be available to play this summer. In addition to that, we're also going to have a very in-depth tutorial with voiceover that's going to walk you through how to play some of the new mechanics in the game. And also, one of the most exciting things that we're adding is the ability to spectate other games. There's no better way to learn new strategies by watching other players play. And it also opens up the doors for esports, commentaries, as well as some new features that we're going to be presenting in some future videos. So until next time, visit our Facebook page, leave some comments under this video, and any questions that you might have, we'll be happy to answer. Thanks again for watching.